Hi everybody, it's Kristin, and as promised I have the long-awaited 4 Looks 1 palette with the Urban Decay Smoked palette. I have promised this for quite a while, and so here we go. This palette, as I mentioned before, the only way I really felt like I could do it is if I had like the Naked Basics with it or kind of my put together MAC palette. So I'm going to try to use just the Naked Basics as we go through this. So the first look that I did today, and that's because a lot of these actually are shimmery, and the darker colors are too dark kind of for a transition, that sort of thing, so that's why I needed another palette. So the color I used today all over my lid is Mushroom, and then I blended the crease a little bit with Freestyle. I think that's what that one's called. Yeah, Freestyle. And then I ended up also using Naked 2, just that one right there. So, and then to darken the outer corner, I ended up, I kind of wanted the purple of Rockstar, but it's shimmery, and I don't like to do shimmer all over the lid, and shimmer on the outside corner, and shimmer, and shimmer, and shimmer. So, I kind of, on my hand, mixed some of Rockstar and actually some of Blackout to kind of deepen up the Rockstar, but keep the purple, that sort of thing. And then, blended that in, and that worked fairly well. So that is the look. I took Rockstar down underneath my lid, and I used Venus on the inside corner. And then I used Kinky, which is right here, as my highlight. For liner today, on my lower waterline, I used Prunella from MAC. I tight lined with the Amazonian waterproof liner in black. And I used just Crave on my top line with a MAC 266 brush. So let me zoom you in. Okay, so this is the look. I'm going to try to remember to keep my eyes closed long enough. Okay, and then the other things that people always want to know. For blush today, I'm wearing my Tarte Exposed. On my lips, I'm wearing one of the Tarte Lip Surgeons, which is a natural matte in Lucky, which is a pretty light pink and very matte. Over top of that, though, are pretty, not as light as I wanted it to be. So I took the Lip Glass in Underage by MAC over top of that. And then as a highlighter today, I used my Catrice highlighter in Enter Wonderland Fairy Dust. So. Alright, I will see you tomorrow with the next look. So the second look that I have for you guys today is kind of a more neutral-ish look, I suppose. What I took today was, I just had basic Urban Decay Primer Potion all over my lid, which is what I do every day. And then I have Kinky all over the lid. And then I took, the second step that I did was to take Naked 2 from this palette, and I did that on a really fluffy brush, this fluffy brush from Smashbox, right into the crease, just to kind of give it some definition, but not like, cut crease kind of definition. And then I took Bar Lust, which is right here. In the outer corner, I just used a little, like a 217 or whatever the Sigma version of this is, and I kind of stamped it in place, like I've talked about before. Then I used the same fluffy brush to just kind of blend it out and blend it in, just to kind of give it that really soft look. Underneath, I took that Bar Lust underneath, and then just in the outer corner, I used Backdoor, which is the matte brown in there. And for liner today, I cannot find my Teddy liner from MAC, so I used Costa Riche, and it was just too bronzy for me. I didn't like that. So on an angled brush, I took that Backdoor, that matte brown, and went over top of it, and it really darkened it up and made it much more wearable with this look, in my opinion. And then I have Power Surge from MAC underneath my eyes. So I will zoom you in. Okay, so this is the look. Okay, so on the rest of my face today, if it looks different, I close the shade. I have the Chanel in Rose Bronze, which looks like this. I didn't wear a highlight because this has some sheen to it, so not necessary. And for lipstick today, and I realize this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but trust me, because it looks good, right? Well, in my opinion. I have Blankety from MAC, because I kind of wanted a neutral-ish base underneath. And this is, the color is Apple Cinnamon, and it's an Avon Glazewear Sparkle Lip Gloss. So it comes in a packaging like this. You've seen me talk about the kind of pink raspberry one. That's what it looks like. It kind of looks like the Rose Pearl from Revlon, but I can't find mine right now, which is what I wanted to wear today. Anyway, so that's what I have on my face today, and I will see you tomorrow with look 3. Okay, for the third look today, I wanted to use the green, but you know, I am going to work. So I wanted to find a kind of a more usable way to wear it. So what I did was I took the Naked Basics palette and I used Venus, which has a nice sheen to it, sorry, all over the lid. And then in the crease on a MAC 224, so a really fluffy brush, tapped off a good chunk, I used Backdoor just to give the crease some, you know, oomph to it. But again, really fluffy brush, tapped it off. And then what I did is I took on a 239, so this kind of a brush, right on the tip of it, I took that Loaded color. And I did just kind of a thick, like winged-ish shape, if that makes sense, on my upper lash line. And then I also brought it down underneath my lower lash line. I used Kinky, which is this, as my highlight. And then I wanted just a little more transition between the Backdoor and that, so I used some of the Naked 2 as well. For eyeliner today, I used the Lorac, let's see if it has an official name. The liquid liner, that's all it says. So it's this really teeny tiny point. I did that right at the lash line and just pulled it a tad out at the edge, which hopefully you'll be able to see. And then for my waterline today, I wanted to use a green. So I grabbed my Chanel in Celadon. It's a waterproof Stilo. I have 4 or 5 of these that I really like. You're not going to be able to see, but it's in green, I swear. So, I will zoom in, then I'll tell you what's on the rest of my face. Okay, so this is the eye look. So I decided to pair that with pink today. Sometimes I like to do green with peach, sometimes I like to do it with pink. Today I went with pink, so I used Down Boy by The Balm, which looks like this. It's a nice blue-based pink. And then on my lips today, I have Bobbi Brown's Creamy Matte Lip Color in True Pink. One of my favorites. Alright, we will see you tomorrow with the last look. The last look that I have for you today in the Urban Decay Smoked palette is kind of a little more dramatic look for me. Not one I would normally wear, but I wanted to really use this blue color called Evidence. So I remembered a look that Sandy had done a while back with Contrast. I think it was Contrast or Deep Truth, one or the other, from MAC that I had recreated back then. And I thought, oh, I'm going to kind of do a spin on that. So here's what I did. Spit it out, game. I used the Black Ground Paint Pot by MAC, and I just laid that down, a real thin layer of that, and then put Evidence over top of that, just up into the crease. So then I went and took my Urban Decay Basics palette, and I took Faint into the crease. I believe that at the time she used Folly, and Faint is a lot cooler than Folly is, but I really wanted to, you know, kind of stick with the 2 palettes that I had used. So that's what I did. I also used Venus, if I can, there, Venus on the inner corner. I think that's all. I transitioned a little bit more with Naked too as well. I took Evidence down underneath, obviously, and I used my Tarte Amazonian Clay waterproof liner on top and bottom waterlines, and then for my very top line I just used kind of a thin layer of Revlon Color Stay, and I think that's everything that's on my eyes, so I'll zoom you in. Okay, so this is the look. I don't know what's going on with my eyelashes today. Okay, on the rest of my face, I used Peachy Keen by MAC, and what I put on my face, like foundation-wise, was the same all week, and I will list that below for you. On my lips, I used Boldly Bare lip liner from MAC. I used Freckle Tone, forgot what it was called there for a minute. on my lips. And then to pull a little more of the peach, I used Pink Lemonade. Alright, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this 4 looks, and it was really 4 looks 2 palettes. But again, I've talked about this before, I really like this palette, and I like the colors in it. I think Mushroom is probably definitely my favorite. Mushroom is my favorite. But I don't feel like I could grab this palette and do an eye look. There's not enough, there's no decent transition color. There's not enough mid-tone colors. I think there are 2 nice lighter colors. There's just not enough mid-tone colors in order for this to be a standalone palette. But when you combine it with this, it's nice. It is a very nice palette to travel with for doing kind of some more, as you would think, smoked out looks. So if you have any opinions on the next one you would like me to do, go ahead and leave it below. I will try to remember to link all the ones that I've already done below. My only kind of caveat is that I would like it to be a palette that you request that you can still get. I hate to do 4 looks 1 palette on a palette that you can't go and purchase. I know that you can match up colors and that kind of thing, but I know when I started watching YouTube videos, I wanted to see videos on products I could still get, which is why I really try hard to do that for you guys. So, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions or opinions, list them below, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye! Hi everybody, it's Kristin. Could you stop waving? Nobody wants you to wave. What's your deal, game? So yeah, so that's look, and I will see you for look 2. Or no, I will see you for look 3. Go, Kristin, could you of the Revlon not crap all over the place. Spectacular game. Get it together, game. Just I would like to always have one that you can go get if you wanted. Good gracious. What is this? Why did you just stick it out here? Game.